Welcome to this episode of Ygop-Tv, and today we're here at Walmart on Sarin Drive. This is Walmart Marketplace, and today we are meeting with pharmacist Kevin.
How are you, buddy?
doing?
Good to meet you.
All right, good. So Kevin is the head pharmacist here at the Sarin Drive Walmart, and today the reason why we wanted to be here is because we wanted to talk about this upcoming flu season. As we know, last year, flu was wiping out a bunch of our schools. I think we had something like, in our system, about 15 schools that shut down due to flu. So we're wondering what's going to happen this year, Kevin. Do you receive any kind of forecast of what's coming?
We don't necessarily receive a good forecast. The flu shot is based upon what happens overseas. So they make the viral, the strain. They make the strain of the flu shot that we get every year based on what happens overseas. Because they're ahead of us in the flu season. So Australia had a really bad flu season this past year. So what they do is they base that upon the forecast upon what happened in Australia. So if you look at the forecast, it kind of shows that's going to be a pretty bad season again. And historically, that's been because the last 2 years we focused a lot on COVID.
Yes.
Not enough on flu.
Yes.
So people go in, they get their COVID shots, right?
Yes.
But they're not getting those flu shots because they think the COVID and the flu are together and it's going to protect them, and it doesn't do it. Just like your shirt, you can't stop. You can stop a snot, but you can't.
If you get the flu shot, you gotta get that flu shot.
And that's important for everybody to make sure that they do get immunized with that flu shot. And we have flu shots from the toddlers, from the age of 3 up. And then we also have, when you turn 65, we have a high dose flu shot that you should get once you turn the age of 65. And so we encourage everybody to get a flu shot. And there's misnomers out there that if you're allergic to eggs, you can't get a flu shot, but you can, because we have a special strain of that doesn't have any kind of egg component in it. So we have really 3 different flu shots that people can get.
Okay. Now, with the spreading the flu, because we're in schools, and being in schools, and we're having the golf clubs, and everybody's touching things, and of course we are always preaching about washing hands, covering your nose when you sneeze and everything, but in the action of our program, you can't always wash your hands every time you touch a club. So what are some of the things you think kids should do to help mitigate spreading the flu or just spreading any virus to each other?
If you think about it, kids are social people, right? And
yes.
They're going to spread. It isn't going to stop that at all.
Yeah.
But like you said, good hand washing techniques. And if you're on the golf course, you can't be cleaning your handle off every single time.
Yeah.
But if you're going to share something, my suggestion is use good hand sanitizing techniques. Use some of that Purell.
Exactly.
And that does a good job of sanitizing the hands. In addition, trying to make sure that you don't put yourself in situations where you are in close contact with somebody else's sneezes and bodily fluids that come out once you sneeze.
Yes, we do that. That's some of the things that we preach. And then we are also, even though everybody's starting to let their guard down, like COVID is over, we know that COVID is not over. It may have subsided, or what would you say, leveling out?
Yeah, I would say it's leveled out.
Okay, all right, but still we need to be aware and use good hygiene, and just like you said earlier, because there's still a chance. What is the chance of catching COVID?
I think it's much less, only because people have gotten immunized, number one. Okay. And number two, I think the COVID strain has already morphed into different strains, and people have already experienced that. I think the most vulnerable people, kids that have asthma, or the adults that have chronic conditions that could harm their healthcare longevity in case they get hospitalized. Because, as you know, anytime anybody gets any kind of virus, it takes your immune system, it really knocks it down. Yes. So if you already have a compromised immune system, like a kid with asthma, you got a better chance of that kid ended up having some worse kind of outcomes, maybe even being hospitalized.
Yeah, I've seen that. Trust me, I've seen it firsthand. So, but moving forward, we're definitely going to continue. We've been working with Walmart now going into our 14th year. So we've been spreading the health and wellness through our Golfers Gym Health and Wellness curriculum. So it's always nice to be able to come in and get some professional advice so that we can incorporate it in with our programs that we're teaching kids, because of course everybody knows the basics, but it's always nice to come in and get it from a real pharmacist. And we want to thank you for giving us the information, and hopefully we'll continue to lean on you for more information.
Well, I look forward to working with you all in the future, and what you guys do is awesome, and educating the community.
Yes.
And getting the kids out there and letting them know that there is a future for them and there's something for them to do, instead of going out there and doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Yes.
And also educating them on the healthcare aspects of the society.
Well, I appreciate that, and I want to thank you for
sir.
giving us that information, and hopefully we'll be back here to see you again. And thank you for participating in this episode of Ygop-Tv here at Serenjar Market Center. Good.
Good job.